Hi everybody, back again with another video. This is a new game that I've just bought to add to my collection. It's been out a while. It's called Claustrophobia. There are still some copies available on eBay and Amazon. It's now out of print, so if you want to get this game, get it fast because there's less and less of them around now. It's by a company called Marabunta. Essentially it's a dungeon crawler, but it's a dungeon crawler with a difference. It's set in hell. It's for 2 players, which is a bit of a letdown. It would have been nice if you could have 2 to 5 players. I suppose you could incorporate that into the game, but essentially it's a 2-player game. And what it is you've got a priest who's in charge of convicts who are on death row, and they've been given a lifeline. In order to survive, they have to join the priest to go down into hell to take on the minions that are there. So this video is going to be sort of a little bit of a background into the game, and mainly it's an unboxing. So I've got the main game here, and then I've got the expansion that's come out for it. As far as I know, this is the only expansion that's been released. I don't think they're going to be doing any more. I think it's a game that's been discontinued, which is a shame because this game could have gone somewhere, but you never know. I might be wrong. They might be planning more for this, but it's been out a while, so maybe not. The expansion is called De Profundis. Not sure what that means. I'm sure someone out there might know. I'll just give you a quick look at the back of the boxes. Starting with the main game first. As you can see, it is a dungeon crawler. Comes with pre-painted miniatures, so you don't have to paint them. The paint in applications on them are okay, but there's probably a lot of people out there would have preferred them to be unpainted, so they could do it themselves. And here's the expansion. The expansion comes with 2 new heroes and some more, 1 new monster class. But you'll see that when we open the box. So I'll pause the video here, and when we come back we'll have a look and see what's in the main box first. Okay, first things first, we have your rulebook. It's quite a simple game to pick up and play. As you can see, there's the minions and the heroes that are in the game. Got a nicely detailed book, tells exactly everything you need to know. And then as you go to the back, it's the scenarios and the missions. That you have to play through. There'll probably be some online somewhere that you can probably download some of your own. And a little summary at the back. Here we have the Evil Players card. And what you do is you roll some dice and you assign the dice to different things. Different things will happen in the game. So it's a bit of luck involved, but there is some skill in deciding what you're going to do with those dice, where to put them. It's only single-sided. Here we have the small amount of tokens that come with the game. This is the hero card. What happens is you roll the dice, and you can see here 1 to 6. So you assign a dice for that round, and you put the dice in here, and then it's just say it's a 6. That basically gives you your movement, your combat, and your defense for that round. You've got little holes here. So when he takes a wound, you put a little peg in there. You choose which peg where you want to put it, and then you can't use that line of stats for that round. But as I say, I'm not going to go into details on how to play the game because I haven't actually played it yet, but I've seen a few videos online, and I think the tiles are double-sided. There's one just come out. They're not double-sided though. move it off. I'll come to the minis in a minute. This is some more of the hero cards that have come out. The good thing about this box is there's plenty of spaces to put all your stuff, which is great. You've got your dungeon tiles. Each tile represents something. So you could have a tile that could is advantageous to the bad guy, or it could be a tile that's advantageous to the heroes. They're not double-sided. It's a bit like the Dungeons and Dragons game system, like Wrath of the Shardalon, where you start the game with a certain amount of tiles face down. When you get to the end of the row, you put the next card up, and it carries on with the dungeon. So you get quite a few different tiles, very nicely painted. Some of them are duplicates. You've got that rack of tiles there. You've also got another deck of tiles. These little symbols here tell you something about the tile. You have to read the instruction book to tell you what that tile will do. As you can see there's another different symbol on that one. So you get loads of tiles, so you can build quite a large dungeon, and trust me, it does take up quite a bit of room. Here's your normal dice. That's normal boring 6-sided dice. You've got a couple of different ones there for different effects as well. I think that's a 10-sided dice and some 6-sided. These are the little pegs that you put in your character sheet when you take wounds. I think it's 6 wounds and you're dead. And you also have a small deck of cards. You've got hero cards, nice artwork on them. You've got some items as well. And then you've got special powerful items. Then you have the evil players cards. Allows his minions to do certain things. And towards the back here, these are the monsters that are in the game. This is their stats. And this is one of the letdowns of this game. I'll come to that in a sec. But there's 2 letdowns for me. One, as I said in the intro, it's only a 2-player game. And the other thing is the limited amount of miniatures. So we'll start with the monster miniatures first. So these are all pre-painted. You get quite a few of these troglodytes. There we go. So they're not brilliantly painted, but they're not bad. I suppose you could, if you wanted to, touch them up, make them a bit better. Maybe do something with the base. So you get 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11 of them. And the only other monster you get is the actual main demon himself. And he will represent different demons depending on what mission you're doing. Let's say it's not bad. It's an okay paint. I suppose you could add your own figures to this if you wish. And then we have the heroes. This is the priest. Very similar to sort of Games Workshop Paladin, I would say, maybe. Or Empire Wizard. There we go, he's in focus now. Then you get 2 of these, which are the brutes. And you get 2 of these, normal thief-like thugs. One main difference between these two, so you can distinguish them, it's the hair colour. This one has got brown hair, and then the second one has blonde hair, so you can distinguish them because their character cards are different. And that is basically it. That is all you get with the base game. As I say, it would have been nice to add more and more different types of miniatures. But what I'll do is I'll pause it here and show you the expansion, which just adds a little bit more to the game. Okay, here we have the expansion. Again, another rule book, very similar to the other one, just obviously showing you the different monsters that you get with this one, and the different heroes, and obviously different abilities that they have. And again, there's some more little quests at the back. Tells you what you got to do, all that sort of thing. It'd be nice to have, I mean, they're showing you pictures of different types of demons, but you don't actually get those in miniature form. I suppose you could go out and buy your own, as I mentioned earlier, and just to give it a little bit more spice. So it's nicely detailed, nice colouring in the game. Then we get your tiles, different tiles. Again, these are double-sided tiles. And your two new heroes, these are both female characters. You get Sicaria, well, they're both Sicaria actually, but they do look different. Different abilities. Not sure what these tokens are, so because I haven't actually played it yet. You also get some more of these pegs. You get extra tiles. Again, only one-sided because it's a secret, you don't know which tile's coming up next. But they are, again, nicely painted tiles. Different symbols again to tell you what this certain tile will do. It might be a spawning point, it might be a health area, that sort of thing. There's one of the health areas where the heroes can heal themselves. That's obviously one of the bad ones. You get a load more tiles. You also get loads more cards. Again, you get cards for the heroes. Again, nicely detailed, nicely painted. You get some items to help you along your way. Then you get the monsters, get their cards. And you get more monsters that are in the game. Again, these miniatures aren't in the box, but again, as I said before, you can buy some from Games Workshop or other companies and use them yourself. Here's the heroes, special abilities that they can have, and there's the two new Hellhounds which you get in the game, and I'll show you them now. So with this you get 4 new miniatures. You get 2 Hellhounds. Again, very basic paint job, but it does the trick, I think. So it wouldn't take too much to sort of touch them up, make them just that little bit better. So you get 2 of them, and these are your 2 new female warriors. Again, not brilliant, but it's nice that a company sort of takes a little bit of time to sort of, instead of giving you basic unpainted figures, is to give you some painted ones. So for those out there who aren't very good at painting, it's a little bit better for you. For the expert painters out there who love to paint their figures, you probably want to strip these down to the bare essentials and redo them yourself. But that's the 2 new hero classes. And basically, that's it. So I'll pause the video here. When we come back, I'll tell you exactly what I think of this game and is it worth getting. Okay, so my thoughts. 2 things, as I mentioned earlier, that I would change is have this as a more 2 to 5 player game. I'd add more minis to it, just to give it a little bit more depth, make it look a bit better. Is it worth getting? I would say so. It's relatively cheap to buy. I think it's about 30 quid, something like that, for the main game. and about 25 for the expansion. It's British pounds, that is. I think that's roughly what I paid for them. If you're into dungeon crawlers, it's a great game to have. It's very easy to play. As I say, there's quite a bit of luck involved, so it depends on what sort of numbers you roll on the dice to how that round will go. But you do need a little bit of skill as well to distribute those dice through amongst your party to see what they do on that round. So each round is different. There's not a huge amount of quests, but the quests that you get are good enough to give you a bit more of a replay value, because again, you don't know what tiles are coming out for your dungeon, so that just adds to the different. Just trying to get the right words out here. It makes the game different each time you play it, even though essentially it is the same. It's a little bit of a different take on the dungeon crawling games that are out there. It says it's for 14 and up. Yeah, I'd say maybe that's probably about right, because of the content of the game. It's hell and all that sort of thing, so maybe younger kids might not like it. But it's a great game to play on if you have gaming nights. Very fast game to learn. It takes about, it says on the box, about 45 minutes to play each one, but maybe a little bit longer than that. They always sort of give you a lower end time wise. And it does have scope. You can add to this if you wish. As I say, add your own miniatures and things like that, just to sort of beef it out a little bit. So how would I rate this game out of 10? So not having played it myself, but seeing videos on YouTube of it, I'd give it maybe a 7 out of 10. It's got a good look to it, and again, it's just something a little bit different. So I hope this video is been a little bit informative to you. You might not have heard of this game. You might be looking for something to go with your dungeon crawling games, and this is a great fit, I think. So until my next video, which will probably be, I might do an update of my entire collection. And as I said in the previous videos, I will be doing a Zombicide playthrough. That will be coming in September, so probably about 4 or 5 weeks of time when I'm off. And I might even do a playthrough of this, just so you can see how it works. But until then, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next video.